Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football. We want to get you guys ready for your drafts this upcoming fantasy season. We are in almost the middle of August. Preseason is happening, which means most of you guys are either drafting these upcoming weekends or towards the end of the month right before the season starts. So with that said, we want to kind of help you guys guide where you should be drafting. So in this video here, we are recommending these players and where they should go in this. This is how the first round draft should go in your league. And again, if you guys have any other questions, hit us up in the comments down below. Of course, check out our other mock draft videos, our ranking videos, and of course, if you're Dynasty, always check that stuff out. So we're going to jump right into this. Now, if you're looking at this from a standpoint of full PPR and half PPR, we're not talking super flex, we're not talking tight end premium, we're talking a pretty standard 1 QB, full PPR, half PPR. This is how your first round draft should go. With the 101 pick, it should be Justin Jefferson. Now, it has not been pretty typical where a wide receiver is the 101. Have people have done it in the past? Absolutely. And I get that because a wide receiver has a lot of value in, especially if they're an elite wide receiver like a Justin Jefferson, who at this point is the number one player. I guess you could say Austin Eckler last year, but Jefferson is just amazing. So at the 101, he was averaging 21.69 points last season. Has the potential to do, obviously, something similar. This offense isn't going to change much. Even with Dalvin Cook gone, they're still going to focus on obviously giving Jefferson the ball, giving Addison, the new guy, the ball, Madison. I mean, there's a lot going on in this offense that I still think is going to be really good. So for me, Justin Jefferson is pretty much the hands down 101. I would not be mad at you if you went with Christian McCaffrey, but I think Christian McCaffrey should be the 102. A couple of reasons I say 102. There's potential if Elijah Mitchell does play this season at a pretty significant amount of snaps. Christian McCaffrey definitely took a little bit of a hit last year with that. Mitchell, unfortunately, is already dealing with another injury in this preseason, and he has had some issues keeping healthy. So with that said, I still think with Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs who played a full season, looked really good, averaged 20.69 points, should be your 102. He is definitely your hero running back if that's the strategy you were going. Now with the 103, this can kind of go back and forth. I've gone back and forth in plenty of mock drafts. I've seen Austin Eckler go. But in my case, I'm going to go and grab Jamar Chase. I understand the fear of the calf injury right now with Joe Burrow. Them talking about maybe possibly missing the first week of the season, maybe even up to 5 weeks. I know that was something that Jamar Chase kind of talked about, and I get where he was standing from. He doesn't care about fantasy, he cares about winning a Super Bowl. So for him, if his quarterback can miss a few weeks but come back healthy 100%, they're going to play that route. Knowing Burrow, though, and kind of what he is all about, he is not going to miss any games as possible. He's trying to get there to be week one. So with that said, Jamar Chase, who was averaging 18.57 points, and that was with missing some time, I think he can actually even be better. And this offense obviously has a lot of weapons. So there are a lot of mouths to feed, but I still think Chase is his number one connection. They've got that rapport, and Chase can definitely be the 103. Now, 104, I actually went Tyreek Hill above Austin Eckler, and I'll explain. Tyreek Hill averaged 20.36 points last year in fantasy. I do expect Tua to be hopefully healthy. I mean, like everything else, we obviously want them to be healthy. And I think with a healthy Tua, Tyreek Hill is going to only get better. You have to understand, Tyreek Hill had still some amazing games, even with a backup quarterback. So with that said, opposite of Jalen Waddle, who is a phenomenal wide receiver as well, who could be a wide receiver one, he showed that his rookie season, Tyreek Hill should be your 104. I understand grabbing an Austin Eckler here, but the reason why I have Austin Eckler at the 105, even though he averaged 21.92 points last year, which was ridiculous, is the fact that if all three wide receivers play and are healthy, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, in this Kellen Moore offense, you have to understand this is a whole new offensive coordinator. The wide receivers are going to be dynamic and a huge point in this. Justin Herbert's going to look amazing. He's definitely somebody you should be going after. Eckler is going to be, unfortunately, the poor man out of this. Now, he's got a lot to prove this season, so I do expect him to be still phenomenal, and this is why I still have him at the 105. But with that said, this offense is going to look different. The receivers are healthy. When they were healthy last season, Eckler took a little bit of a hit there. He has not reached 1,000 yards on the ground. He's a PPR demon, which is what adds value. And of course, he's one of the better red zone running backs in the NFL. He just knows how to convert into touchdowns. So still 105. not quite 104. Now at the 106, I have Saquon Barkley. He was averaging 17.69 points last season. He has a lot to prove. He's on a 1-year contract right now with the New York Giants. He wants to prove that he should be paid and well compensated, which is totally understandable. And with that said, I think he's going to only improve. He is definitely one of the better premier running backs in this league. And again, a couple more years away from his injuries, and I think he's going to be phenomenal. So I like him at the 106. I don't have a whole lot to say to that. There's not a lot to be added because he's Saquon Barkley. 107, I have Stephon Diggs. I went back and forth. A part of me wanted to put Cooper Kupp, which I have in this list, obviously, but I went Stephon Diggs because I still believe in this offense. Josh Allen can only improve. At least we hope so. Stephon Diggs obviously kind of faltered at the end of the season. If any of you guys had him last season, I had him in a few of my leagues. He was dynamic throughout most of the season and it started to falter in the last little bit of the season, which probably killed a lot of people. I know I lost one of my playoff games due to that really bad game. So with that said, I don't expect that to be consistent that way. And I think Gabe Davis gets better. I like this offense. I like the addition of Dalton Kincaid. You still have Dawson Knox. So I like Stephon Diggs here. Again, 18.89 points. You got to still take him in the first round. I like him there. 108, I have Cooper Kupp. Now, Cooper Kupp, before his injury, he was averaging 22.27 points a game. Understand, that is ridiculous. He was the number one fantasy player, minus quarterbacks, because that might be a little different. But as far as a skill set, man, he was amazing. Can he do the same thing this year? Absolutely. Hopefully a healthy Matthew Stafford, which had the elbow concern. Then he obviously had some games missed. Cooper Kupp obviously missed some games. So with a healthy Cooper Kupp, which he has already a little bit of a strain going into this season, I still expect him to play the whole season. He is definitely one of those guys. And at the 108, I think is a steal. But I don't have him quite at Stephon Diggs level just because, again, the injury does concern me just a bit. 109, I have Travis Kelce. Now, normally Travis Kelce is not this high unless I've seen a couple drafts, don't get me wrong. But you have to understand, as a tight end, he was averaging 18.61 points. Again, 18.61 points. That's better than CeeDee Lamb, better than A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, some of these other premier wide receivers. So at this point, Travis Kelce deserves it. I get he's getting a little bit older, but he's still the huge focal point in this Kansas City offense. No matter what the defense does, they are not going to be able to stop him. He just knows how to get open. He can still outrun linebackers. He can still run with safeties and corners. Travis Kelce absolutely is a stud. And of course, if this is a tight end premium, you could almost consider Travis Kelce at the 101 if you're talking tight end premium. But again, standard, Travis Kelce at the 109 is a perfect spot. Now, the 110, you should go Bijan Robinson. I know that sounds crazy. He has no experience in the NFL, but he's a generational talent when it comes to the running back position from college to this year. He was compared to the likes of Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, maybe even Adrian Peterson. I don't quite put him there, but he was that type of talent. And you have to understand, rookies, I know a lot of people are afraid of them, but Zeke, when he came in as a rookie, he was the RB2 in fantasy. When Barkley came in as a rookie, he was the RB2 in fantasy. When Adrian Peterson came in as a rookie, he was the RB3. And there's a lot of other good running backs that came in that weren't even as highly touted as Bijan Robinson, but that went in the first or second round, that were in the top 5 as far as fantasy outlet goes. So why would you not feel confident in drafting Bijan Robinson? That, if he goes into the second round, that's a steal. Absolute steal. Bijan should be at your 110. Now, the 111, I have CeeDee Lamb, 17.74 points last year in fantasy. I think he's going to only improve. And that was, again, that 17.74 was without Dak for 5 games. When CD played with Dak, he was unstoppable. Then you add a Brandon Cooks on the outside. This is a new offense, so we'll see how this plays out with Mike McCarthy. I know that worries a little bit, so I know some people are kind of hesitant with CeeDee Lamb. But the fact is, he's still a premier receiver. He is definitely an amazing slot receiver like a Cooper Kupp. That's where he does a lot of his damage. You got Brandon Cooks, who's going to obviously keep the defense honest and not have to allow everyone focusing on him. Healthy Pollard, new offense. I think Dak's going to be rejuvenated. I really like this outlook for CeeDee Lamb. So again, at the 111, he's amazing. At the 112, I have A.J. Brown. As you guys noticed, I didn't put a quarterback in this. You're more than welcome to, but I would not. I think you can get a quarterback, even the top tier quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, Mahomes, even a Fields with his rushing ability. You could probably get in the late second, maybe third round. For me, if you guys watch any of your mock drafts, you could probably get even better situations later on and get some really good players there. But A.J. Brown at the 112 is who I have. 17.62 points last year in fantasy. I think it's going to only get better. Hurts is, I think, is going to only get better, right? They've got that drive. They're obviously upset with how the season ended for them. You still have Devonta Smith on the outside. You got Goddard, right? Then you add a player like Rashad Penny, DeAndre Swift, who I think as a two-headed monster can be better than Miles Sanders. And again, just another year in this offense together. So I think A.J. Brown could absolutely be even better. I think he can get to the 18.5, 19-point type of game because of the improvement of Jalen Hurts, the second year in this offense. And then again, just having a opposite receiver like Devonta Smith who's going to help keep teams honest. So that is who I have at the 112. Now, that is how I believe your first round should go. Now, of course, if you guys do agree, don't agree, whatever it is, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have questions, again, hit us up. That's what we're here for. Follow us on our socials if you'd like. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys who have subscribed. You guys are amazing. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you check out our other mock draft videos, rankings, and I'll check you guys out next time.